Good afternoon to you, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your hurricane outlook and discussion now for Saturday, the 28th of May, 2016. Let's talk about Tropical Depression number 2. Not much to talk about with it, but nonetheless, here it is. As of 11 a.m. this morning, top winds were 35 miles per hour, and the pressure was 1,009 millibars with higher pressures around. Obviously, this is not strengthening much. Moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour. The satellite picture on a large scale, you see the depression sitting in here just off the South Carolina coast. Pretty good moisture feed coming in with it. Nothing like we saw with Joaquin, though, back in October when we had Joaquin down here in the Bahamas and this upper level low here pinwheeling moisture off of it. A similar setup overall. There is an upper level low sitting in here, but we don't have the deep fetch of moisture. Mainly because it's May and not September, October, and so the total precipitable water values in the atmosphere just aren't as high. A close-up, we can start to see what's going on with the system. This would be the low-level center down here, completely exposed, and it's not even that well defined. You don't see a lot of banding arms here. You've seen it when we have a hurricane that gets sheared, and then the low-level circulation is very well evident. It almost looks like a skeleton. You know, almost literally like the bones of the hurricane become exposed, and this doesn't even have that. It was obviously never a hurricane, but it's so poorly organized that we don't even see very good low-level banding with it, so that's a telltale sign as well that it's not strong. Interesting sea breeze front here along the coast of Florida to point that out, but these brighter white colors in here do indicate higher cloud tops, a few thunderstorms just offshore of Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, and vicinity. And the reason it's not strengthening, even though it is crossing the warmer waters of the Gulf Stream now and over the next several hours down here, water temperatures there in the low 80s, it's these upper level winds that are really hampering things here. The depression center located right in here, and we can see there's this sharp trough to almost upper level low sitting over here, and the wind coming around that, especially right here, very strong, enough so out of the south and south-southeast to literally blow those storms away from that low-level center. And so this wind shear here, you can see that right through here, going against the system, stronger than those storms can develop and stay around the low-level center. They're getting pushed away. And if we go back to that satellite picture, you can see that clearly here. What's happening is those winds are coming out of the southeast here and blowing these deeper thunderstorms, which sort of catch that wind like a spinnaker on a sailboat, and it pushes that thunderstorm complex away from this low-level center, and therefore things do not couple together, stack vertically, and the process of intensification really doesn't get a chance to get going. The radar shows a little bit of rainfall here along the low country and up Highway 17 through Georgetown and almost to Myrtle Beach. Not too copious just yet. The potential is there for some heavy rain. 2 to 4 inches wouldn't be out of the question in some areas. If we look at the local radar, you can see down here just light rain for the most part around Charleston. Really not directly related to the depression in southeast North Carolina, but right offshore. Any boating interest out there, keep an eye on some of these storms. Some of them could produce some lightning, and that could be a problem, obviously. But other than that, unless this ramps up today, tonight, and tomorrow, really not a big deal. The biggest threat to me to life would be the rip currents along the beaches. Lots of people for Memorial Day weekend hitting the water. So please be careful out there if you're on the beach. Keep an eye on the kids. Keep them right there in ankle-deep water. I know it's going to be not very fun to play in ankle-deep water, but you know you don't want one of those rip currents to drag you out, and bad things happen as a result. And then, of course, the heavy rain when that comes in. Take it easy if you're driving. All right? I will have another update for you tomorrow. Doubtful that I'm going to head out and do any live streaming or anything. There's just really nothing to cover, so why worry about it? I can do some blog posts, and if we get an interesting band of clouds coming or something, I might go set up a GoPro somewhere and do an interesting time lapse and post that or something. But I really don't see this as much of a problem, and so I'll probably remain in port, so to speak, myself. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Stay safe out there. Again, I am Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com, and I'll have another video blog for you tomorrow.